Hello and welcome to the Creatively Challenged podcast. I'm Ryan Nolan, and I was about to choke on some spit.
No.
Mike Stuglis.
Wait, what's Monday's date?
Oh, I shit the
It's
bed on this.
February
19th. Yeah. Mike Stuglis is on my right over here.
You could have introed Dan.
And
Yeah.
He's keen on me.
That's all right.
Did you swallow the spit, Ryan?
Yeah, I didn't choke on
No,
it.
He's in the middle of choking on it right now. Now his face is turning purple.
And it's because I'm fumbling this introduction.
What if he got the spit in the back of his throat and just hocked a fucking loogie in your face to get it out and finish the intro?
I'd flip the table on him.
Dan Stewart over there.
I don't like people
I'm not going to spit on you. That's really harsh.
There are people out there who enjoy being spit on. I am not one of them.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Speaking of liked getting spit on, Mike Stuglis on my right. Mike, pulp or no pulp in your orange juice?
No pulp.
Yeah.
There's sometimes at a lot of nicer restaurants you can get the orange juice, but it's freshly made, and then it's so thick with pulp that it's like a soup.
No.
And
It's like just eating an orange.
yeah, it really, you gotta chew it.
It's gross, dude.
Yeah,
It's yuck.
it like a light pulp is fine, and
Like I can deal with a little pulp, but when it's more pulp than juice, then
it's a puree.
I'm out.
At some point.
I'm out.
Pulp is forever ruined for me because of a scene from The Sopranos where Tony opens up the grocery bag and he holds up this carton of orange juice and he goes, "Carmela, what the hell?" And she goes, "What?" He goes, "This has pulp in it." And she goes, "You like it like that?" He goes, "I like it with some pulp, not all pulp." And she throws a fucking phone at him and the scene ends.
That's a spoiler alert for
Not
The
really.
Sopranos. Do you know the season and episode?
It's later. It's got to be in season 5 or 6.
Spoiler alert for season 5 or 6 of Sopranos. If you were planning on watching it, Mike has now just ruined a pivotal scene in the show in which Tony displays his dislike for pulp.
Well, his entire character arc is balanced on his contempt for orange juice pulp,
Right.
and so Mike just spoiled a pivotal scene in its arc. Some of which was nominated for Emmys and won for the orange juice pulp scene, which was a climax of the series.
Right.
Well, for the uninitiated, each and every week here on Creatively Challenged, we talk entertainment news, have a recurring discussion topic, review a movie, and discuss a main topic each week that we bring to this $34 card table.
I get sad when my coffee cup is empty.
Oh,
Sorry.
that was...
I didn't know I drank all of it, and then I went to drink it, and there was nothing in there.
Should have used your eyes, man.
I know.
What's our first news story here?
The Incredibles.
Chris has got this one.
Yeah, Chris. That's bad radio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
A joke from before the show has just occurred.
Yeah.
But we had an Incredibles trailer, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you think?
First off, when was the first Incredibles?
2004.
4.
Yeah. 03 was Nemo.
So 14 years later, we get Incredibles 2.
Right.
And this trailer's pretty cool.
Well, do you know originally they were going to do Toy Story 4 in 2018, but they were just like, you know what? We owe a service to our fans to get Incredibles 2 out before we've made 2 more Toy Story films, before we've made another Incredibles.
You want to know why I know that? Because in high school when Toy Story 4 got announced, you went around school the whole day yelling Toy Story 4.
I remember doing
You
that.
yelled Toy Story 4.
He just kept going, Toy Story 4.
I was going, hey, Toy Story 4, 2018, Toy Story 4. I was in shock. I learned in,
I don't know. I just remember you coming to homeroom and yelling it.
well, I was excited because you left the theater in tears after Toy Story 3. Well, I did. So I was shocked that they were even making a 4th one, but then they announced that it was going to exist and that it had a release date on the same day.
But Dan, what'd you think of the Incredibles trailer?
Dude, it was kind of an awesome trailer. The first thing you get is the first thing you hear is "I am the Underminer" with John Ratzenberger's voice, and it's just like, well, that's the last thing we hered in the movie. So it's really just giving you like little references to the first one while also introducing Bob Odenkirk's character, but then giving you a basic idea of what the plot's going to be. It's like Elastigirl, she's saving the day again, and Mr. Incredible's back at home with all the kids, and he can't do math.
No,
He said you can't change math, and that's really that's really funny.
there's good jokes in there.
Dude, did you know that they like do that? Like they change math. I saw it. There were it was on Twitter. Like somebody posted like this is how my little brother is being taught how to like do multiplication, and it's like stupid now. It's not like you just line up the numbers and
I'd
multiply.
like the visual cue for
Yeah,
this
no,
to
I know.
understand
This is
it.
terrible radio, but like they're teaching kids these new ways to do it, and I'm with Mr. Incredible. You can't change math; it just exists. You know,
They're trying to change the kids.
I know.
It's probably they're just trying new ways of learning so that they can get better test scores. That's probably what the districts do. But yeah, with the Incredibles trailer, yeah, I'm really excited for Toy Story 4. I'm excited to see where they take Buzz and Woody.
Right.
Yeah, good trailer.
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah, it was a cool teaser.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm obviously excited for June. It's gonna be. I feel like it might be the movie that brings Pixar back. Well, actually, no, Coco was,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Coco is cool.
but this is more mainstream. People fucking love The Incredibles.
Oh, dude, like you best believe like the first day it comes out, the theater's gonna be full of 20-something-year-olds rather than kids. Like we gotta, actually, this is a call to action for all like the 20-something-year-olds out there. We gotta beat all the kids to the theaters because I don't have the time to deal with loud and noisy kids during this movie. I really don't. I'm getting sick of it, to tell you the truth, being in theaters with babies. Mike will have a story for Black Panther later when we review that because it was ridiculous. It was
Brian, there was a baby.
It was like
in Black
a
Panther.
baby.
I'm just gonna tell it now.
All right, tell it now.
So we were
Yeah.
in Black Panther, and this family to our right is sitting there, and the baby's squabbling a little bit, and I let it go. I'm like, all right, maybe this will change, but it keeps up for the entire opening of the movie, which I still
Dude.
don't remember because it was going, and I just went shh, which I don't do.
You did that?
And then the baby kept yelling, and then I went, are you fucking kidding me?
You said that out loud,
Yeah.
like, audibly.
He did.
Whoa.
Yeah,
And then they got up
and
and
then the
Good.
mom took the baby out and must have called a sitter or something because she came back in with no baby.
Wow. Well, I'm glad. Like people in the theater probably are like, "Go you!" Like you're a hero. You did something.
Well, don't do
of
that.
value.
One, it's a PG-13 movie. There shouldn't be kids in there anyway.
No.
And then like, two, a goddamn baby. Like, like don't bring your get a sitter. If you're gonna come to see the movie.
There's a great Tom Segura bit about babies in theaters, and he just says, "You know what happens when you have a baby? You don't get to go to the movies with the baby.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what happens. Don't go with the baby. It doesn't get that."
No, I love the baby.
Yeah. And I can't do that for Incredibles because after horrible experience in Cars 3, you can go listen to that back in the summer. Ryan and I had a horrible experience in Coco at some points in time. You can go listen to that episode. But I'll tell you what, I don't have the patience to do that for Incredibles 2 when that comes out because that is like most anticipated Pixar movie ever. So,
Yeah.
20. This is a call to action for all the 20-somethings. Beat the kids to the theater.
Maybe we should just get like 10 o'clock tickets for that one.
See, but dude, that's what was stupid because when me and my uncle went to go see Cars 3, it was a late show and it was full of kids. But that's California. That's a different fucking
This
country
is-
over there.
Sorry,
Yeah.
didn't mean to interrupt you. You
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
You done? Okay.
Yeah. I was insulting California.
This is gonna be a movie that's like for all generations now because like we grew up with that, so we're gonna be there,
And our parents
so kids are
took
gonna be
us.
there.
They'll,
Yeah,
they'll
and
have,
they liked it.
They'll have to be. I mean, like
Everyone's
they're gonna. It's Disney. It's Pixar. Regardless of if you've seen the first Incredibles, they're gonna make it accessible to, to everybody.
Yeah,
But,
it's for everyone.
But still, we gotta beat the kids to the theater.
We'll beat the kids at the theater.
Yeah, and if we see any kids, we will beat them.
Jesus.
We are kid beaters.
This movie, if we're comparing it to recent Disney Pixar, though, I think it's gonna curb stomp Coco. in
Oh.
terms of performance
Oh,
in the market and quality
Oh
film.
yeah, it kind of has to. I mean, you're gonna hold off a sequel for 14 years, like it's got to be amazing. It really does have to be.
You look like
Curb stomp.
I think it's gonna just fuck up Coco.
Like what I thought of when you said that was like the fucking one of the skeleton characters and Mr. Incredible's putting his fucking head to the curb and making him bite it and stomping his skeleton head.
The best animations for curb stomps ever is Gears of War.
Oh, the head
just
explodes.
explodes. Oh, it's fantastic.
Gears of War is an Xbox video game exclusive series.
Oh.
Or when they take
that's
the
great.
shotgun as a baseball bat and hit the head off. All right, we're violent. Let's move on.
Well,
The next news story. Did you hear about this? Jerry Seinfeld went on Ellen's show the other day. And they were just going back and forth. There was comedians on set drinking water, and they were just talking as talk shows do. And then the topic has to come to Seinfeld. I mean, when you're talking about Jerry Seinfeld, how do you not talk about Seinfeld? And Ellen just asked him, like, were you guys ever thinking about a reunion show? And then Jerry goes, it's possible. And then Ellen's studio audience is just going nuts. They're all like, woo! And I was watching the video. I'm like, woo! I was going nuts. Because Jerry Seinfeld himself says the Seinfeld reboot, return, whatever you want to call it. Revival. That's the word. Is possible.
I'm against this.
as am I.
See, as am I. But, possible doesn't mean probable. So, it's whatever. Jerry Seinfeld can say whatever he wants, and then if he doesn't follow through on it, nobody's going to criticize him for it.
Mm-hmm.
But the Seinfeld reunion happened on Curb Your
Curb Your-
Enthusiasm. Season 7 of Curb Your Enthusiasm is, my favorite season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it does a pretty good Seinfeld reunion because it puts all the Seinfeld characters into Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it just makes it for an incredible show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm out on this. I don't want Seinfeld
Yeah.
tarnished because Ellen forced it out of Jerry.
This show can't go out with a whimper. That would stink.
Well, that was the point of the Curb
Yeah.
season, is that people thought them going to prison at the end was a bad ending. I don't think it is. I think it could have been better, but I thought it was fine. But then Curb did fine as a reunion season, and it's over. It's over.
You liked Newman? Why? All right, Ryan. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree with you that it shouldn't happen. The Curb Your Enthusiasm one was all we needed, and it was good because it wasn't an episode of Seinfeld. It was the characters kind of doing, the actors that play the characters doing their own kind of mockery versions of themselves, and it was really cool that they did that because it was about nothing, but not about the show about nothing.
Right.
And the format of Curb Your Enthusiasm is basically the form of Seinfeld in how the episodes progress to the final punchline. So there's no point. And if it sucks, if it is on a whimper, like you said, that's just bad taste. So this is kind of like all those headlines where they'll be doing a press tour with an actor and they'll say, oh, what do you think of these Star Wars and Marvel movies? And they're like, yeah, they're cool. I'd love to do one. And then it's like, is Daniel Craig going to be
In a Star Wars.
who is he? Well, he was in Star Wars, but
yeah.
is Daniel Craig going to be the next Spider-Man? Shit like that. That always comes to this. And I'm sure they've been tossing around with lots of studios because they would love to have this Seinfeld revival, but to say it's happening, that's a lot to say.
You know what I also wouldn't want to deal with? There would be people who would be like, Michael Richards doesn't deserve to be in the returning show. That would 100% happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just
Even though he's been in stuff since, and that was 12 years ago.
yeah,
But,
that would happen.
yeah, I know.
But you still want it to happen, Dan? The show, that is?
I mean, I agree with you. I said Curb was the best it could have been. But if it does happen, we're all gonna watch it.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I'm not completely against it, but I am. You
It-
know.
It was the same thing of like no, it's not the same thing, but it's reminding me of when we were watching the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight of like this is gonna be stupid, but we're sheep and we're gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of
But
cool.
we had a fun time.
Yeah.
We made food and we played Quiplash.
Yeah. That is not really on a comparable field, but it is like we're gonna see it. This is a cultural event.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Probably not.
No.
They're all worth millions of dollars.
They sure are.
Well, us streaming Seinfeld all day was writing checks to those four and Larry David.
Yeah.
But the best like stare down where like Larry's like checking to see if somebody's like lying to him. The one between him and Jerry in season 7 of Curb is like the best one of those because it's those two doing it and the music goes dun 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 dun.
The stare downs got old this season.
They overdid it this season because it was just kind of like, oh, people liked this, let's do it, and then a bunch of people did it. Yeah. There was one with Michael J. Fox in the season prior that was
That's
really
a funny one.
Yeah. But yeah, like again, like this got announced a while ago, but I'm happy that Curb got announced for a season 10 because I didn't hate season 9, but it certainly wasn't one to go out on. So I'm kind of glad there's another season because this might be the last one if it is, and if it's not, then great. But like if it is, then like they should do a better job at like
I feel like with shows like Seinfeld and Curb, it's hard to come up with a definitive ending because the shows.
No, I
every
know
show
because it's
ends
supposed to be like
ambiguously.
because it's supposed to be like Larry David is Larry David and he's gonna be like this forever. But Lin-Manuel Miranda is like the worst guest star that's ever been on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I didn't like that whole storyline, and that ended up dominating the season.
Yeah.
So I just hope Larry brings his big guns next year.
Is it time to recur?
It is. Unless Ryan has something else to say about Curb Your
No.
Enthusiasm season 10.
No, I you go ahead.
All right. So we're recurring once again. Can you believe it? I can't believe it.
I can.
I hate this joke. I hate it.
This recurring topic just seems to keep, boomeranging back here. And so this week is Would You Rathers once again. Do we each want to like switch off? Like go
Rotation.
like, snake draft?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Starts off.
The Would You Rathers I have. I heard on another podcast, KFC Radio, a few Would You Rathers were asked to them, and I thought they were good. I thought I'd bring them to our show. So, first one, would you rather be the first victim of a serial killer or the last victim of a serial killer?
The last. Because I feel like you're the one that got him, even though you're dead.
Is he
right.
getting caught? Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on a selfish perspective, he probably won't be as good at it on the first one, so it'd be a little easier on you.
Right, so it might be messy.
Yeah, you might get fucking.
Well, I mean,
Like it might be a passionate crime.
we don't know if he's doing this in a quick and easy manner. We don't know if he's doing this incredibly violently. So I wonder, how is he going to do this on the first or the last?
So the way I see it is like the first one is like he's not gonna like you might have hope on the first one. The last one he already knows what he's doing. It's gonna be swift, quick, but you're gonna be remembered for being like the last one. The first one you're just gonna be at the beginning of the list, like because nobody's gonna know what
It's like,
happened.
look how old this corpse is.
Yeah, nobody's gonna know what happened to you on the first one, but the last one, like you'll be in history books for.
I like to be there for beginnings of trends, so I'm going to go with the first one. I'm going to get murdered first.
Oh.
I like to be in a cool crowd, not be like the guy that latches on at the last second, like, oh, I want to get murdered too.
That leech.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to get murdered. You're just the victim that he picks.
This question is also kind of just, would you get murdered?
When would you get
Yeah.
murdered?
Like, if you got to choose when you got murdered, earlier or later, when would you want to? It's like, I don't know. Maybe I could get a luncheon. So let's say later.
So you're last, Mike?
Yeah, I'd be the last.
I think I'd go last, too.
Last?
Yeah.
What's your reasoning on it?
Because, like, it's swift. It's clean. Now he's a professional at killing people. Like,
Okay.
there's gonna be, like, he's gonna know how to, like, torture you and everything like that. Like, he's gonna be really good at his craft. So there's a little bit of a respect in there for him. And then once you're dead, the police catch him, and then you're, and it's kind of because of you. So then, like, you get remembered alongside him.
Okay. You've convinced me. I'm in.
Yeah.
Last.
Last.
Okay.
Okay.
Mike, what's yours?
Would you rather watch The Mummy again or be mummified when you die?
Oh my God. Be mummified when I die.
I think I'm gonna watch The Mummy again.
I mean, it doesn't affect you because you're already dead. What are they gonna do with your mummy?
See. Here's what I thought. So,
Oh, they just put you in the ground. Like if you're getting
Oh.
a burial, you're just
Oh, so-
mummified.
I
and
thought
then
I was gonna
they
get like
bury
a
it.
tomb.
You get in a
That'd
period.
be kind of
pyramid.
cool.
I know. If I got like this jewel encrusted
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
Okay. If I wanted to be mummified, I want a tomb. So to my unborn kids, and when you're listening to this podcast, put all your savings into my tomb because that's what I want, and I want to be mummified.
There's just gonna be Batman and Kingdom Hearts posters and Michael Jordan posters.
Oh yeah.
Now, are you gonna go the Egyptian pharaoh route where like you?
My
lock-
wife gets locked in
Yeah,
there too.
like, are we
Oh,
going
yeah.
in?
Oh yeah.
Can me and Mike have like video games or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
While you're in
there'll be air conditioning in there.
Like a mini fridge, maybe.
Yeah.
You guys changed me. That'd be cool to fucking get
Right.
mummified. Yeah.
But what's okay? So here's how the ancient Egyptians did it. They thought that like somebody's wife was like the property of the husband. So when the husband died, they locked the wife in the tomb with him.
Yeah, like the servants go in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's no good.
Everybody goes in there.
Ugh.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
And it's dark. Well,
think-
wait.
I think
mean,
it's
in movies they have
justified.
torches, and the tombs always have torches, but we don't know.
I'd say it's justified.
No, but it's a 2018 tomb, so there will be electricity. In
Oh,
there.
it's like LED panel lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be-
Wi-Fi.
She
Yeah,
has
it'll be-
air conditioning.
Yeah, it'll be
cappuccino
fine.
machine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Like it's just an underground condo.
basically.
I'm in.
You know what?
Tomb.
I'm going. I might just buy a tomb before I die.
Yeah, that kinda
I might want to
sounds
live in a
cool.
tomb. It sounds really
if
cool.
you're rich, get a tomb.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like even I don't think I ever said this on the show, but they kind of do that with the mausoleums. You know, mausoleums, those big like stone
Yeah.
structures for rich people at cemeteries. In Central America and Mexico, they make basically the mausoleums for drug lords are houses, and they have furniture. They're air conditioned, and then like they'll go in there because they had so much money that they could just bury them like this. And so it's almost kind of what we're thinking here. They're like they're nice little townhome looking tombs.
Oh.
Mm.
And
So this is a wash.
so if we want a modern
yeah.
day version of this, we have to become drug lords.
Good.
All right.
Yeah, originally I was just gonna say watch The Mummy again, and I didn't really think of the modern ways of how cool
Dude,
being
being
mummified
a
would be.
being a mummy would be so cool, and I'm so in on the new tomb. I want a tomb right now. like, get me a tomb.
Who are you locking in, Mike?
Who am I locking in?
Yeah, who are you locking in with?
Assuming that you're like the first one in your family
Yeah.
to die. So like anybody, you can choose anybody to get locked in with you.
Like your family going in, me and Dan going in. Who's going?
Once they die, I'm not gonna confine them to my walls. You know.
It could be a pleasant tomb. I mean, we'll be just locked in forever, but like
who wants to
there'll
be
be
in
like
a
Doritos
fucking
and
tomb
stuff.
for the rest of their lives?
It sounds pretty good depending on the spread you got for us in there. Like I might go into it.
I could get some beds, and then those beds get turned into. Those beds get turned into like sarcophaguses when you guys die.
Yeah. Next one. Would you rather be paid $1 million for every crime you commit, or $50,000 every time you make someone smile? Now, the payoff is much, much higher for every crime, and every crime also could be a minor infraction as well. So
Putting Sprite in your water cup, does that count?
actual against the law crimes.
But
I'd
is,
have
it's
to.
stealing.
I'd have to steal a piece of candy like once a year. I'd do that.
Like a candy bar. That'd
Wait,
be nothing.
actually no. I'm over the amount of time of a year. I'd make that money up every time I make someone smile.
Smiles.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing: you could go into a town.
2 smiles is $100,000.
It's true.
You could go into like a town square and just start doing the biggest belly laugh you could possibly like come up with, and laughing is contagious, according to science. And so, like, you just start laughing, other people will laugh, and then that's like a bunch of smiles right there. And then like Tom Hanks or whoever is giving you the $50,000 just comes out of nowhere and just writes you a check.
Definitely smiles.
Real quick side note, I'm gonna lock Tom Hanks in my tomb.
Yeah.
Just to go back on that.
Wait, but like, do you have to have like any type of connection to the person to like get them and
no,
put
it's
them
very
in your
loose
tomb?
terms. But like, imagine if you were a stand-up comedian, and every person you made smile $50,000. You could turn a better profit.
Then the best job in the world to be a
Yeah.
comedian.
You don't even like. You could go up on a small club and then just say like a few okay jokes. You'll still get the smiles. You got it there.
Now, what if like you're scrolling through Twitter and like you make a funny tweet and a bunch of people like laugh at it? Do you get paid for that too?
I'm gonna say in person.
In person.
We'll put that
okay.
term on it.
Yeah, I like that.
And then that's too
because then
money.
you got to work for it.
Yeah.
You can't hide behind your keyboard. You got to go out there and make a living. You got to make people laugh for that $50,000.
You have to walk out of your house once a day and just tell a fucking joke to somebody, and then you made your $50,000.
Not
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Not
Not
bad
bad at all.
What's the next one?
I want that to be real.
Right.
That would be awesome.
I want that to be
Yeah,
real.
fuck that. Like, I was thinking, like, the crimes when I get $1 million. Then I thought of, like, how often I make people laugh. So,
All right. Would you rather have to take cold showers for the rest of your life, or every drink you have is warm?
Cold showers.
you'd get used to the cold showers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I drink a lot of water. I need the cold water.
Yeah, that like one's a minor inconvenience, and you get out of the shower quicker, and then the other is like you need to have your drinks be a certain temperature.
Yeah. Because, like, no, like, you have a long day at work. You can't crack open a warm beer, dude. That'd be terrible. And, yeah, cold shower is just something that you gotta, I mean, it sucks, but you gotta do it. Rather do that than have, like, cold coffee, but then like a warm beer. So like if it's like a hot drink, then it's like cold.
I did a week of cold showers once just to see, and you do get used to it, but then you're also like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Because in the morning it's like a warm blanket that like kind of soothes you out of bed, whereas this just gets you ready, and it is nice how it like you're
Wakes you
ready
up.
for the day. It's right there.
But the thing that stinks though is like you have to force yourself to like soap and shampoo, like, because you gotta torture yourself by just sitting in the cold water and like running your head under there. Like it's awful, like
It's fearful.
washing yourself
Yeah.
in the
And you wake up with shrinkage.
I do
when
every
you're in
day.
the shower.
Well, yeah,
In the cold shower, you get the
right.
the small penis.
Yeah, I thought you meant like you get out of bed with shrinkage.
No.
That's usually not as
No, that's the opposite.
yeah.
Yeah, cold showers.
Yeah, definitely.
Cold shower.
Yeah, there's just kind of one answer to that.
Hold on, I had a good one here. Let me pull it up. Would you rather have to order a well-done steak for the rest of your life or never eat Chicago-style pizza again?
Oh my god. I could do it. I could do without the Chicago style pizza. As much as that sucks, I would like think a good steak or really good pizza. I think I would almost go steak, as great as pizza is.
Man, this is a tough one.
It
Because
is.
because I eat pizza more commonly, but I eat frozen pizzas the most. And I could, that's fine. I can't substitute a medium rare steak.
No.
A well done steak is gay, dude.
Yeah,
So,
dude, I can't do it.
I like pizza more than steak, but I can substitute in the frozen pizza.
Yeah, and I love Chicago style pizza, and believe me, like I eat it as much as I can when I go home for breaks and stuff like that. But the fact that I can be down here and like live without it just shows that, like being without it stinks, but like I
It's more
can
of a
do
luxury.
it is. Growing up with it, like I know how good it is, but I can live without it. I can't do a hockey puck for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
No, I mean, how often do you eat steak? Not that often, but when I do, goddamn, I want it medium rare,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only way. So yeah, no, that's it was tough to get rid of Chicago style pizza, but I can't do a hockey puck. I can't.
No.
Like steak is so like you go to a steak restaurant, you get a well done steak. It's
They
like,
spit in your
you
they spit
suck.
on your food. Yeah, you deserve spit on your food if they don't do it.
Yeah. I'd like the waiter says, and would you like spit on that steak as well?
It's
How
like
about I rub my nuts on your fucking steak? That'd probably taste better.
It's like actually give me a loogie. get some snot in there. That's what I prefer.
Would you like a little congested mucus in there? It's a small upcharge of $3
Dude, you ever blow your nose in the shower? That's the best place to blow your nose.
every time.
Oh yeah. And since it is like 6 season, blow your nose in a warm shower, not a cold shower.
Yeah. Would you rather? Would you rather try to survive in a jungle or a desert for a week?
We already kind of did this one.
What?
But
We
it wasn't
kind
in
of
a
are.
would you rather.
No,
Did
no,
we?
it was different. No, it was a
it,
main
it was.
topic.
Remember, we had like a survival
Oh,
episode.
That was
after
just
we
what
talked
you would
about-
do.
Yeah,
No,
did.
this is different. This is different. Well, I'm sorry. Say it again.
with like tools.
try to survive in a jungle or a desert for a week.
I'm going jungle. I can't do heat.
Jungle.
There's a lot more water and I've more food in a jungle, but it's also like total shit.
You just gotta
They're
be.
both shit.
You gotta be a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to stay away from those jungle cats.
There's snakes in both locations too.
There's lots of danger there.
Not as many. Not poisonous snakes in jungles though. They're just bigger, like killer snakes.
No, there's poisonous snakes.
I'm sure there are, but like rattlers and all those weird like African like
Yeah.
those
The most
those are
poisonous.
those are desert snakes. Yeah, like there are poisonous snakes in jungles, but like anacondas and like pythons like live in the jungles.
No, yeah, they just crush you to death.
Yeah. So that'd suck, but like yeah, like you don't have to worry about getting bitten. Like if you can stay away from them, then
I feel like I'm fucked either way.
well, yeah.
It ultimately comes down to water availability, and like I would never want to die of thirst. That sounds horrible. So I'm gonna go with jungle just because there's water.
What I would probably do is scale a tree next to a river and a couple times a day just fucking climb down, drink some water, and then lay up in the tree and hope there's not a ginormous like snake up there.
And maybe you become like associated with like some apes, and they show you where the bananas are.
Maybe.
No, they probably just rip you apart.
No, they're pretty nice.
Yeah,
It depends. They can get territorial.
Gorillas.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. I was thinking of gorillas.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking of like small monkeys or maybe like chimps. But like they're pretty nice. Like that's something I've always taken out of like the jungle documentaries. Is like when they go in there and they film animals. Like they say like the monkeys are always like, and the chimps are always great with like the camera crews and like just kind of like letting them be.
You ever seen when they like kill the weak link though? It's fucked up. They like eat them
Oh,
and shit.
it's war out there.
for
Like,
the
so-
Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Like they like swing and they like throwing arms at each other. Like it's nuts, man. And they like hundreds of pounds of pressure in like their punches, and they're doing it like 50 feet up in the air in a tree. Like that's crazy.
I want to hang out with the orangutans.
Those are the ideal ape to hang out with because like they do nothing, and they can actually they like a lot of apes can, but like orangutans are really good at learning sign, And like some wild orangutans have picked up on like a nonverbal form of speech to each other without human like
That's cool.
communication. Yeah.
My brother, from his internship at the zoo, he has in his apartment a painting that an orangutan did. Not joking.
No shit.
Like with its hand, just obviously it was just slopping on a canvas, but like an orangutan did
cool.
it. It was cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
God, Maurice.
Yeah.
yeah. So my strategy upon finding myself in the jungle to survive, I'm gonna find like the tallest, whether it be like a tree or a rock face. I'm gonna scale that and then jump off of it.
Head first. Head first.
It all comes
Yeah.
back. All comes back to suicide.
Yeah, I don't think I would make it, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Let's be consistent here, because when we're doing those survival topics, it was our 4th episode. We're on episode 51. Can you believe that? Next week is a year. But I think it was 4th episode when we saw the Lost City of Z and we talked about survival situations.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
It was something like
I was choosing suicide in every situation. So let's get this straight. I am totally killing myself in these situations,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try and survive as long as I
Coward.
can.
Would you rather kill yourself in the jungle or the desert?
There are more things to kill yourself with in the jungle, so
I feel like it'd
totally,
be fun, like pondering it in the jungle.
Yeah,
Fun ways to do
so it's just like, oh, there's a
You
tall
can hang
rock.
yourself with like
Yeah.
a nice vine.
Yeah. So like in the desert, like you're hoping to find like some sort of like natural monument that you might be able to jump off of. I wouldn't want to get like assisted suicide from like an animal. Like purposely like walking into like a snake pit in the desert, or like like that's not suicide. That's just like that. I don't know what that is. Like I want to go on my own terms. No snake, no anything. I want to jump off something or like have something fall on me or something like that.
I hate snakes so much. I've talked about on the podcast before. They're just fucking.
I don't
assholes.
mind them though, like because they're assholes. It's just kind of like but I wouldn't want to be killed by one.
When we watch that like most dangerous animals show, and they
Yeah.
always have snakes on there, it's always the one that freaks me out the most because they go so in depth with their fucking fangs and like how.
And they like grab this Steve Irwin's nuts. And like they grab these
Yeah,
snakes
they're like just
with
holding
like
it. Like a stick.
They hold him by its head and they'll put something in its mouth. It's like, look at these fangs. These fangs inject thousands of gallons of poison in their lifetimes.
It's like, I got it.
It's like, I get it. Put that killing machine on the ground, please. And stay away from the stingrays.
on a talk show, he once had a poisonous snake, and he was standing there just talking about it, and
And
then
it bit him.
coiled up
Yeah.
and got him, and he's like, "I've just been bitten. I have to go," and then they just brought him to the hospital.
Yeah,
he was
and
totally calm.
the host is like, wow, you're very calm. He's like, yeah, I have to be.
Yeah. So that's.
No, I got one more.
Oh yeah, sorry, you have 3.
Okay.
Ryan.
Whoops.
Would you rather meet your ancestors or your descendants? So kind of like, would you rather like be Back to the Future Part 3 or Back to the Future Part 2? But like hundreds of years. So like it's like maybe your kids' kids, but maybe your kids like grandkids.
My
And-
ancestors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested just to see like our roots. Instead of like they'll like if you say, "Oh, I'm from the far past," and they're your future ancestor, and they're like, "Oh, we heard you stink." Everyone talks shit about you. It's like,
what?
well,
no, I have deodorant. I didn't stink.
yeah,
I'm a history guy, so it just comes down to that.
be cool.
Yeah.
Think about it this way. You go back into the past and you have like your iPhone and like you're the smartest guy in the room then with your ancestors. Like you know about technology and you kind of know how things happen. You go into the future and you're the dumbest person in the room because your great grandkids are gonna like have like iPhone 600s and they're gonna be like it's gonna be like Black Mirror and they're gonna have like shit in their head and they're gonna be able to like mind read you and they're gonna know how stupid you are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be ostracized by by my great grandkids. Where those little snots get off,
Yeah.
you know. So
Probably in their bedrooms.
So my strategy when I find myself in the far past or distant past, I'm gonna find a rock face of the tallest tree.
Yeah.
And just jump off of it. That's my strategy.
You tell your ancestors, listen, you don't want to. You don't want to procreate.
Stop this now.
Yeah. Please end this now. Let me be an example to you, and then you kill yourself, and all of your family follows suit.
Well,
And then you go to the future, when like the Sears Tower is like 6,000 feet tall. Then you then you just like tell your future grandkids like, listen, I'm not impressed with all these flying cars and like this instant coffee and
we already have instant coffee.
Yeah.
No,
is that
but
There's
it-
one right there.
no, but it's like instant coffee, you know.
No, I
They
know.
have that. You just stir it in the hot
No,
water.
no. It's like instant.
You mean like you
coffee.
snap your fingers and you have
Yeah,
coffee?
yeah. It's like instant coffee.
Like, we're already kind of there, but I understand.
No,
what
but
you're
we're. I know we're already kind of there, but we're there.
saying.
We're there.
Well, like,
like
hopefully,
we're there.
like hopefully, let's think about this. Like, okay, pizza, right?
Yeah.
What if it was delivered to you from the restaurant?
Dude, you're just blowing my mind
Like-
now. You mean some schmuck, some pimple-faced loser is gonna get into a car and bring my pizza to me?
And all you have to do is just call.
Oh my god! Well, I don't like calling. Am I able to be on my computer and order online?
Yeah, hopefully a company like Domino's or something has a very easy to use interface after they change their company.
Would I be able to track my pizza from the time I order it until it's at my door?
5 steps.
Oh,
Yeah, but they don't do the 30 minutes are free in the future.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because the best part about the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movie was when at the very beginning where they get their Domino's pizza for free.
Oh yeah.
They're big sausage pizza.
And again, okay, I know it was the 90s or 80s and it was a great movie. I do enjoy the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But they are in New York City. There's not better pizza in New York than Domino's.
Well,
I don't.
They probably, advertised the movie.
I know, but Michael Bay is Ninja Turtles and they're eating Pizza Hut in New York
Yeah,
City.
That's the
Stupid.
Pizza
Might
Hut
be hard
sponsored the
to
movie.
pool income when you live in the sewers and are turtles. There's no revenue stream there.
How
Their
did
father is a rat.
Michelangelo get that cash?
They had cash. I haven't seen this movie in forever, so I
How did
I
you-
know
Let's-
I know they had Domino's, but like
Let's fucking move on.
yeah.
Where'd he get cash?
I don't know.
Did he
Stole
steal it?
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's bullshit.
All
Never,
right.
never look up to the Ninja Turtles. I guess they're a bunch of thieves.
Is that all we got?
Yeah, so that's it. So in the end here, in the end of the Would You Rather's, clearly the main theme is that suicide just happens regardless of where you're at and what you do. Hell, if it's a $50,000 thing, like for laughing, like if you make your suicide kind of funny, then
Well, how can it not be?
Yeah. so then you get $50,000 to whoever you leave it to, a bunch of it. See, I've always said like if I like dress up in like a Superman, Spider-Man, or Batman costume and like jump off a building, then like they'll think like, oh, he was trying to fly. What a fool! But I knew what I was doing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but that's it. Call for help if you need it, and if you're feeling pretty dark, then like we are all the time, then
Ryan,
then seek help. But that's a recurring topic. If you have any answers to those questions that we've asked, please reach out to us. Or if you have any other would you rather's or any other discussion topics for us in the future, reach out as well. Get in contact. But Ryan, let's review Black Panther.
It's because we saw that this week.
Yeah, it's true.
We saw Black Panther, directed by Ryan Coogler, who you may know from directing Creed or Fruitvale Station. T'Challa, after the death of his father, the king of Wakanda, returns home to the isolated and technologically advanced African nation of Wakanda. Wow, this is not a none of this is a sentence.
This
of
was
synopsis.
IMDb's sentence.
This is
Isn't this
not
terrible?
a sentence. T'Challa, after the death of his father, who is king, returns to the homeland Wakanda, an advanced African nation in the Marvel universe, and is soon to be coronated as king, which is his rightful place. That sentence is cancer.
He goes home to be king.
Yeah.
After the events
What
of
the
Avengers
fuck?
Infinity War.
Did you read all that
No,
first?
no, no. After the events of Captain America Civil War, his dad is killed,
Yeah.
he goes back to be king, and trouble ensues.
Why was that approved?
I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
IMDb.
Yeah.
I don't know. We love IMDb, though, so if IMDb wants to give us money, we can give you advice, like fix that Black Panther description, because that's terrible.
It's a big launch this weekend, and they have a shit synopsis on their website. Anyway, it stars Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o, Denai Gurira, Martin Freeman, Daniel Kaluuya,
Kaluuya.
Yeah, you're good.
Kaluuya, and Andy Serkis. Let's get into the positives.
This is a good movie. This is a great movie.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
movie kicked ass.
Yeah.
And the first thing that I'll talk about is the ensemble cast. And we didn't even mention Forrest Whitaker's in this movie. I mean, this movie has like every great black actor nowadays.
And Forrest Whitaker didn't do a Saw Gerrera in Rogue One.
No, he was
wasn't
good.
He was good in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. So the ensemble cast was really kick ass in this. But what I think everyone is taking from this movie, and what everyone should be taking, is how refreshing the movie actually is. It's not just a superhero movie having an all-black cast. It actually feels different. Wakanda feels like a different part of the MCU now. I feel like I could watch a movie about any of these tribal leaders. I was so interested, and just it was so refreshing and such a new take on the superhero movie. It was espionage at points, and then it was, like I said, tribal at points. So it was a really cool back and forth. And Ryan Coogler was, this is his third movie, and this guy's fucking awesome. He's only 31 years old. Him and Damien Chazelle are the directors of the future, I think. So, yeah, it mixed in with probably, I think, my favorite Marvel soundtrack. This movie was really, really refreshing, and I think something that really hasn't been done before, which is tough to say in the superhero market.
Right.
Yeah.
Love the Coog. And he did an incredible job directing this fresh movie. But I cannot go on to talk about anything else before talking about the music for this movie. First of all, the Black Panther album, go listen to it. Kendrick Lamar. If Kendrick Lamar or Disney wants to pay us money for that plug, then they can. But yeah, I've been listening to that album like nonstop. It's a really good album. I enjoy it so much. And then there's that undertone in the movie. You can hear all of Kendrick Lamar's beats, but also when those songs are mixed with the composition by Ludwig Göransson.
Is that the guy who scored it?
Yeah, and he also scored Creed and
Yeah. He's badass.
yeah. So those mixed together made this still got to go Hans Zimmer in the Dark Knight trilogy as best superhero music score, but this is certainly the best Marvel score I've ever heard. And if I wanted to put the Dark Knight, Hans Zimmer's work in the Dark Knight trilogy as one kind of overhead being, this is two.
Yeah.
It was awesome to mix African tribal music with hip hop and with just kind of an orchestra. It was done so well. I applaud Kendrick Lamar. I applaud Ludwig. It was amazing. It was really, really good.
It was blending of a lot of different,
just different cultures, different types of music.
Yeah.
It was
I'd say different periods of black culture.
And the music, and that kind of defines what the movie was about too. Just inclusivity, togetherness, and then blending it together to make something awesome. And I applaud that. And then the cast and the ensemble. Chadwick Boseman is oh, he's incredible.
Robert Downey Jr. while promoting Civil War, he was on Howard Stern. Howard Stern's like, "What's this? Who's this Chadwick Boseman guy? Is he good?" Robert Downey Jr.'s like, "This guy's gonna be a fucking star."
Yeah.
And he's awesome. He's played James Brown now and Jackie Robinson, and now he has this role. He's the shit.
Breaking news. The Oscar presenters, the first 12 were announced yesterday, and Tom Holland and Chadwick Boseman are both presenting, and if they present it together, then there's
That's so cool.
there's gonna be like a Marvel thing going on. But Black Panther, Spider-Man, like those guys are gonna be the future right there, because that's awesome. Chadwick Boseman is amazing. Michael B. Jordan plays Killmonger, and he is like, other than Loki, like kind of got the top spot as like best Marvel villain. He was incredible. And I could go on and on about the ensemble cast. Lupita Nyong'o was awesome. Denai Guerrero was awesome. Martin Freeman was awesome. Daniel Kaluuya was awesome. But I'll tell you what, one of my favorite characters in the movie was played by Letitia Wright. She played Shuri. It's T'Challa's sister. She was funny. I liked her a lot. She added a lot. She's, like the science tech person for Wakanda, and she was great. She's a great young actress. She's really funny, and I hope her career kind of blossoms from this film, because she was really good in it.
I think it just shows how fun this entire, like, everyone on this movie seemed like they wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
Andy Serkis, his role is pretty sizable, and he's a pretty fucking big actor, but it's not huge, and you could tell he was just rolling with it.
And I think that's part of like Coogler's directing style. Maybe he said, like, I have an idea for this film generally. You guys just like go after it, have fun. Here's a script. Put emotion into your role, and I think all the actors just did that, and they gave a lot of life to Coogler's vision.
I was just listening, and you guys had a lot of salient points there. What I really liked about this movie is it focused on the kind of strengths that made Spider-Man: Homecoming so good. So it established a standalone world, though it is in the Marvel universe. You believed the world of high school and Spider-Man, and you believe the world of Wakanda of something that has these dynamic characters that don't just fall flat and serve the plot to just do their little bit. Like, these are people you want to know more about. I want to know more about T'Challa's sister. I want to know more about his ex-girlfriend, or the general, whose name I forget. But there's so much more to this, and I hope they explore it, because Ryan Coogler has made a very lived-in world of Wakanda. When you get there, you see they've meshed this high-tech Wakanda with old African aesthetic, and I really like that. And one of the biggest attention to detail points in this is how the technology is different than the rest of the Marvel universe. It doesn't make the same noises. It doesn't look the same, because it's been isolated for hundreds of years. And that's just one of the small little points that makes this movie so good. And with these fleshed out characters, you felt like there were more stakes. Too many times in Marvel movies, I don't feel exhilarated when the character is facing adversity or is challenged. And in this movie, there were several moments where I was actually on the edge of my seat. Though the hero always pulls through, it was so well directed, and there was so much put behind each scene that I actually really cared about this, and I cared about the strong villain that Michael B. Jordan plays. And I think it had a really original... It's not exactly an origin story for Black Panther, but it was just an original part in Black Panther's life as he's getting coronated, and it was awesome.
Right, like, we kind of talked about it after we all saw it, and like, even though the character was already introduced, there was still this like introduction scene for him where like he just takes out like a bunch of guys, and it's awesome, like, to be able to just like kind of reintroduce him, like, in case you hadn't seen Civil War. Like, you could watch this movie without have seen Civil War and still be, like, wildly entertained. But see Civil War. That's a great movie, too.
I do want to say, though, we don't get to learn a lot about T'Challa, but it's because he's thrown into the fire immediately with all this stuff happening to challenge the throne. So we didn't come out, like, with... There was still development, obviously, but there's still so much more to peel off
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
T'Challa.
What worked really well is since we'd already seen him in Civil War, I think they focused on a lot of other characters too. Because there were points in this movie where I'm like, this isn't as much about. I mean, he's the main character. It's titled Black Panther, but this isn't as much about T'Challa as it is about Wakanda.
Yeah.
And I also forgot to mention, I loved how much Wakanda mirrored America in this movie. I mean, it was not hand-fisted to you at all. This movie has some messages to say, and it does it in a really, I'd say, polite way. And it's not hand-fisted or anything. I think it is done with so much thought and care, and I respected that. I respected Ryan Coogler for that so much. So yeah, I mean, the depths that this movie writes, I loved.
The villain is very good because it's another one of those things where the villain has an understandable point, and you can actually kind of see where he's coming from, and that's what makes another part of this very good. It's that strong villains make hero movies a lot better.
One of the best parts about villains is when you can sympathize for them and you can see their part. Like, another comparison to The Dark Knight. I mean, we know the best movie villain ever is Heath Ledger's Joker. When he's sitting in that like police interrogation room with Batman, and he's kind of telling Batman like why he does things, it's like, oh shit, like the good guys aren't always good, and like for him to do like chaos that's his way with coping with how to prove that society isn't as good as everybody wants it to be, and Killmonger is just like that. Like his points are relevant as of right now in today's world, and there are many people out there who view it the same way he does, and to be able to sympathize with him and understand where he's coming from, but know that the main character is always going to have more reason, but to see both sides is so well done.
Yeah,
and like that's represented through so many things. Cinematography, Ryan talked about it and brought it up to me, about colors, and Killmonger's colors like gold, and T'Challa's colors are purple, and
flashy and soul.
And it's flashy soul, and they verse each other, and it is so well done, and that's completely on direction and cinematography, and to be able to kind of still keep that throughout the entire movie, that was definitely like a subtle aspect of it.
Yeah.
How about the cons?
Do you want to start?
So I think we all have the same,
because
like, main one.
You're the one who said it first when we started
Yeah.
talking about the movie,
Okay.
so I feel like it's your thing.
This movie had me so good until there's sort of a turning point in the film right before the climax, in the final sort of battle, that the movie falls very much back into the Marvel form of exactly where the battle's going to go. It doesn't discount the entire movie because I still think it did a lot to bring us with the characters and the villain that were in that final battle, but I would have wished that it resolved in a different way than just your typical Marvel format. That being said, still a very original and refreshing take on the hero's journey, but Marvel did what it does.
Yeah.
And I'm not letting it ruin my score for this, but I definitely didn't like how it went back.
I would say for probably half the movie, I was at a 5. I was like, this is groundbreaking. And it still was to an extent, but exactly what you said, it kind of lessened the blow with how you're like, oh, I could see how this is going to play out. So, yeah, definitely, and I didn't want to steal your thunder there. And the only other negative I'll add is, and I'm sure Dan will have the same thing, is the CGI in terms of a Marvel movie is not the best. There's definitely a couple of scenes that are heavily reliant on the CGI that stand out, and it's like, that's not good.
No.
And a Marvel movie should never have that. I mean, like I said, I watched Doctor Strange the other night, and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, the visuals in this movie. I mean, where like the buildings are like moving and
Yeah,
shifting, and
stellar.
it's amazing. And I'm like, well, Black Panther should be able to hold CGI in a simple sequence where people are in the background, and it doesn't just look like they were duplicated on a computer, and it does, and it actually stands out more than once, and that's actually comes down to being a pretty big flaw.
Yeah. The visuals like generally are great.
When it's natural.
And here's the thing, like I mean, they had to create a CGI city in Africa, and all of those seem to look great.
Mhm.
Action sequences are great. It seemed to be in like talking scenes or slow scenes where like there you had the CG stuff into the background, or like and it like it just looks bad. So
Yeah.
I applaud them in their ability to make action sequences and like like Wakanda look awesome, but some of the like talking scenes where they had to CGI like something in like a background or like a certain character's arm off, like it didn't look good.
Yeah.
So like that, it's kind of glaring because you notice it. It's like that's really kind of not good CGI.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, like I couldn't get past it because it was still like a great original movie and I really enjoyed it. But the bad CG is distracting in the points where it shows up.
Can I add something to that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put a spotlight onto that because this is the studio that for over 10 years has been putting Robert Downey Jr.'s face on a believable Iron Man costume in that world, and they couldn't put people dancing on a cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put a spotlight on
And
that.
Doctor Strange,
That's inexcusable.
Doctor Strange, which came out late 2016, was the best visual Marvel movie to date. Like it is. So like you should be building off of that and have every movie look like that. And I know like each director is gonna have like their own guys, but Marvel should have people like all kind of look at all of their projects and
yeah.
like make it better.
I mean, fuck it. In Guardians of the Galaxy, they're in space the whole time.
Like there's got to be a polishing department. And there probably is, but if the polishing department is listening to this podcast, then there was some bad CG in Black Panther.
What are we scoring here?
I really, really enjoyed this movie. It was fresh. It was new. Music, actors, everything is great. Certainly stands up with Thor and with Spider-Man and with Guardians within the last year. And I'm giving it a 4.3 out of 5 Goldblums.
I'm usually one for round numbers with going with like 4 and 4.5, but with this one, my enjoyment was at a 4.5, but in terms of flaws, it brought it down to about a 4. So I'm actually in the middle. I'm at 4.25, which is not something I usually do, but I'm at 4.25.
This was hard because the formula thing was really a big point of contention in my score. And I can't decide between a 3.5 or a 4. So I'm going to, unprecedented, do a 3.7.
Hell yeah.
Unprecedented. Which puts us at a 3.8.
All right. Yeah.
That's a
Very
Very-
solid
yeah.
score.
So, yeah, that's Black Panther. I hope you, our listeners, go and see it because if you're not always one to go out for superhero movies, this is definitely one that you should go out for. It's not
Absolutely.
boring. It does new cool things and it sticks out. So, well, is that all we have on Black Panther?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
We kind of shit the bed and didn't come up with a main topic, but I'll tell you what, guys, we're one episode away from being around here a year, and I gotta say, we're like capital P podcasters at this point in time. Like we've made it a year. How many like starter podcasts have happened that like didn't make it like a month?
Yeah, because you're like, oh, viewership's not high.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a hobby, you fuck.
Yeah.
I think it'd be gross if we were doing this for fame. So, like, I'm glad it's not, obviously, because that's realistic.
No, we scrape together a Google Doc
Yeah.
once a week and then come here and record and then go and do our homework.
Remember when I was a video producer for those fitness guys and I quit because they wanted to be famous? That was stupid.
Is that what they wanted
Did
to
I
do?
explain that well to you guys?
No.
I remember you left because like you disagreed with them and
Yeah.
you didn't want to make their videos, but like is that what like they wanted to just gain a
Yeah,
massive
so-
audience?
I worked as a video producer for this like fitness company that's in our college town, and it's like a small gym, but they like do a lot of different services. And when they were starting to explain like what they wanted as I worked with them for about a month, they wanted to not like
That's the average.
I added it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well
that's what. Yeah, that's what I was like. That doesn't sound.
Was that
It's a
wrong?
4.
Okay, I
our
took it wrong,
average
thanks.
our average is a 4.
our average is a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
mistake.
I'm sorry, but I was just like, I gotta double check that 'cause there were
Yeah.
some weird
Yeah,
fucking
I
numbers.
was just
No,
like
my
if 2
mistake.
people are over a 4, like
Yeah.
the
That's not
Anyway,
how
yeah,
math works.
sorry.
Yeah. It's all right.
Oh, so
Yeah.
like a month into working with these guys, they started explaining what they wanted. And usually if you're like in the fitness world for like videos, you get to fame because you're putting out content that actually is worth something and like people can use, usually in the form of like nutrition advice or like training advice with form and things like that. But these guys wanted to make it about getting into the fitness business and their own personal brand. So like we want to make our own like fitness personal brands around them. And I disagreed so much because they didn't even have a foundation of online following to just say like I'm important in business, follow me.
Who do they think they are? Jen Selter?
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
How
you
old
don't know
were
who
they?
Jen Selter is?
They were 30s or early 40s.
Oh,
both with,
they should
both
know.
With family. Yeah, they didn't know that, but they were watching this marketing guy who I really don't like and who just like says bullshit all the time. And so then I left because it was stupid and I didn't want to make videos for guys that were delusional. And I'm happy that we're not them. That was the point of the story.
Jen Selter was kind of like the original like Instagram fitness person, and she just posts videos of herself like squatting and like showing off her ass and stuff like that.
Oh god.
She got a nice booty.
Oh well, she's got the best booty.
But at the same time, like a profile like that, like what is that to the core? Why does she have a following and why does she make money?
Because guys like to look at her ass, and chicks like to look at her ass too.
That is kind of
why I follow
that's
her.
kind of like gross in a way. Like as much as like
Oh, it is.
like people, yeah, obviously like she looks great, but isn't that kind of weird and
I think
not
it's
right?
like just below selling yourself for sex.
It kind of is, like, yeah.
You're selling your body image for sex.
It is. And like
She has the right to do what she wants.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
not being an
but
asshole.
she gets paid because she's like an Instagram like official like partner or something like that. So she gets paid by the like, and she gets paid by the like the follows and everything like that. So and the fact that she gets money for showing off her body, yeah, that's a step beneath.
Guys like us look.
Just
at
think
it.
about that though. Like you ask her like what do you
I'm
do for a living?
I'm the cause of the problem.
and the person says I am objectified daily for a lot of money. And that's kind of sad in a way, but at the same time like if you looked amazing and you were making like millions, would you be complaining?
Oh, I show off my ass.
Yeah, that's the
If-
weird
if-
sad
if-
fact.
If I could work out and show off my ass and have the type of audience that she
Yeah.
does for money, yeah, I do.
I mean, you could show off your ass.
I
No
could.
one's stopping you.
I know.
I don't know if it would work out.
You probably lose followers.
Like
I don't.
right
I
now
don't follow
on
you.
your
I
Twitter.
don't follow you.
I just like, guys, starting
Change
a
your account.
fitness account. What do you think? When my hairy ass is just all over
Oh
Twitter.
god, it's pale.
Ah.
This is the Dan's Ass podcast.
Oh my god. Her like her mom, her sister, and her dog have accounts on Instagram as well. Her sister looks just like her and does the exact same thing.
Those dog accounts are gay.
Yeah, dude, people who have dog accounts, my cousins included, like dog accounts make me want to like kill myself.
It's like your dog's not posting that.
No, you are.
You know what's worse than pet accounts? When people make accounts for their babies and just post their babies doing stuff.
Yeah.
No one cares about your baby except for you.
It's like I don't care about your baby and his fucking inferior mind at this point in his life.
Look how much he drooled on the counter today.
Yeah.
Isn't he cute? And you know what's rough is when someone like shows you their newborn and the baby's ugly. What do you say?
What is
So you're
that?
like, oh, he is breathtaking.
He's so cute. Yeah.
That is one ugly baby.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, that's what's gonna suck moving forward. Like, I mean, none of us are parents yet,
Right, Ryan?
Yeah.
but like just the Instagram and Twitter generation of like parenthood. Like a few people I follow, like cousins and like other people, and they post pictures of their baby and stuff. It's just like, some of that is all right, but when it's like every day and you post conversations you have with your baby
Yeah.
and people like it all the time just because, like, oh, your baby's so cute.
Mhm. A guy I work
Stop
with,
it.
he's in his late 20s, and he was explaining how he hates his Instagram now because all his friends are starting to have kids, and it's just every day babies, babies, babies. Like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And we were talking about meeting our ancestors to just know what it was like. The cool thing is, the generations from here on out can now look at their ancestors online if they like were able to find their accounts. So
And-
like our grandkids can find out the stupid shit we were doing in college.
Our Instagram profiles are gonna be like the collodion plates of like the 1800s when photography was first getting invented. Like that's gonna be what,
Yeah.
like, our great grandkids are gonna like look at our Instagrams and see that.
Well, I think about this sometimes. Is like, at what point in our lives do we start deleting the pictures from when we were like 13 years old?
I'm never gonna do
It-
it. I don't-
yeah,
I don't
it's
have
so
I don't have the
weird.
I don't have the time for that.
But no, but I'm saying like on social media, like you're gonna be like 45 and someone's gonna be like, oh, it's this guy. Let's see what he looks like. And they scroll all the way back to when they like knew you in high school, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird to think about.
I guess if you have the time to do that, you should probably find a different hobby. Like, if we're 40,
There's a lot of dumb people
yeah,
out
if we're
there.
40 and you're scrolling back to when I was 13 and first like made a Facebook and a Twitter and an Instagram, and yeah, because like I'm not gonna delete that.
Well, I change my profile picture like every 5 years.
I like
Well, actually, no, more. It's been recently.
I just thought about this the
usually.
other day. I haven't changed. It just passed a year of my Facebook profile photo, and I had to change my Twitter and my Instagram photo at the beginning of last semester because like I actually put those on like my journalism like profile, so people who like saw my articles could like go to my Twitter page. So I kind of needed to make that a little bit more professional, so I updated that. But my Facebook profile photo has now been what it is right now for a year and a month.
That's a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good picture.
Yeah. Isn't it you on the plane?
No, that's Twitter and Instagram. My Facebook is me holding my Keyblade.
Oh.
Ah, yes.
Classic.
Good photo.
Pete took that photo. We saw Pete at the bar, 29209.
Was he alive?
Yeah, he was fine.
That was like the most sober I've ever seen Pete, and Pete is a guy I've only seen drunk. But I've had a theory that we're gonna have to wait a while to see, but I think that companies are very much gonna cash in on that nostalgia, and I think like we've already seen it with like Time Hop, which is a thing that
I
you
love
can use
Time
to
Hop.
do a deep dive on your things, and it'll say 2 years ago today you were saying this on your Facebook or whatever. And I think that we're going to see companies cash in by like selling, whether it be like old photo books of all your things, collections of it. I think they're going to sell ways to get it physically that people are definitely going to cash in on. Like, think about all your posts. Wouldn't you want to, 20 years from now, maybe buy a bound book with all those in it?
You can't put a price on nostalgia.
And people will buy it. And I
Yeah.
think we're going to see that.
If I ever have to pay for Time Hop, I'm deleting the app.
It should be optional, but like,
Yeah, well, but I really enjoy Time Hop. But Facebook like made their own Time Hop. It's called like on this day, and like through Facebook you can see your old Facebook posts. But Time Hop like puts it all together, like all your profiles.
That's cool.
Even your camera roll. It'll like
Huh.
show you like photos that you've saved. But like at some point you gotta delete those photos from your camera roll because it takes up too much memory and your phone's gonna update. It's stupid, but like. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. It'd be kind of cool, like 20 years into the future, and I look back and I see it like a tweet from like 13 of me ripping on Kirk Heinrich from the Bulls because that's kind of all I do on Twitter.
It's gonna be funny to see where the future goes from here, because like think about in the 50s where they said in the year 2000 there will be flying cars. Look at these shining glass metropolis that we've painted in these things, and they were wrong, very wrong. But it's interesting how it's still very different than what they predicted.
You know what the danger of those flying cars are, though, and it occurred to me, is in the movies when the people got the flying cars and shit, they never collide with each other, and that's bullshit. Because if there is flying cars, there's gonna be stupid people out there, and they're gonna collide with someone, and it's gonna fuck people up down on Earth.
Oh yeah, and well here's. I don't want
hot metal flying through the air.
I don't want flying cars, but they're really, really working hard on these self-driving cars, and I think that's what it's going to be because those are awesome. And then you got to invest in tinted windows so you can just do whatever the hell you want in your car.
When self-driving becomes a thing, there should never be anyone getting a DUI ever again.
No, it eliminates the DUI. It's better than Uber. Like, I mean, you're paying your monthly car payments, but like, you can drive to the bar, get fucking hammered, and then have a ride home.
These are the questions.
It's also gonna make road trips a lot easier.
Right, you can nap on like an 8-hour road trip, but driving is fun though. Like driving's kind of
get tired.
No, I know, but like it's fun. So like every once in a while, like I feel like the self-driving car should have like an option to where like maybe I want to drive for an hour. Maybe I want to like be able to do something instead of like napping or coloring or something like that.
Have you guys seen Minority Report, Steven Spielberg
Yeah.
movie, Tom Cruise? A lot of times they say like that, though the technology is different and we won't be there for a while, they say like that's the most accurate representation of like what we could be. Like in that movie they have automatic hyperspeed traffic. If we had that, yes, we could go at hyperspeeds, but there also will never ever be traffic again because we get traffic from the stop and go and apprehension of humans being imperfect. And if we have automatic traffic, everyone can get everywhere way quicker. Think about that.
Did you learn that in Mr. Johnson's film class?
No.
That's where he told us.
Yeah, because Steven Spielberg didn't put anything in that movie unless it was being worked on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Really?
like all of those things are being worked on or have already come out.
That's awesome. That's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little weird, but
I enjoy it.
Cinematography
It's a good like modern noir film
it is.
and like sci-fi noir, but I really enjoy it.
Colin Farrell in it.
Yeah, and crazy plot twist happens about halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
Well, is that our free range topic?
Yeah, that's it.
I think that ran.
Yeah,
well.
that was good for not having a topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just decided let's do nothing.
Yeah, and we're gonna kind of do the same thing next week because next week's like a year, and we can like reminisce on why we started this podcast or something.
Good corner of the cream pie market.
We could, with your
Niche joke again.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before I close this out?
Go see Black Panther, and like interact with us.
Say something.
Say something. Oh, no, I
Couple
already did
weeks.
this.
We got the Golden Goldblums coming up.
Yeah.
For officially
We're gonna be
announcing
working
it
hard
on
on
the
that.
show.
Let's hype that. What is it, Mike?
We'll have the nominations next week. The Golden Goldblums are our Oscars, the Creatively Challenged Awards Oscars. We are going to have 4 categories. We're going to have Best Picture, Best Hero, Best Villain, and Best Soundtrack. Really, really, easy stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And we're going to come up with a list of nominations and get interactive with you guys on the vote who should win in those categories.
We should send that out like next week then, huh?
Yeah, I'll have it together by next
Okay.
show.
So keep up with us on social media and look for that. That'll be really fun to have you guys vote. Dan, anything?
I just thought about this, like all of well, minus Guardians with Ego, but Spider-Man, Thor, and Black Panther all just had like 3 of like the most like iconic villains.
Good villains this year.
Right. So that'll be a cool topic if we're talking about villains. Because it's going to be tough.
Guardians had Kurt Russell too, and he was pretty good.
Well, I was saying Ego, but Ego fell way more into the basic like villain tropes than
it
the
was
other
more
ones
the
did.
actor that made that role fun than the character being well written.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, because Kurt Russell kind of fell victim to. Because he doesn't usually play bad guys, so I felt like he was just good guy being bad, you know.
Yeah, but like the past 3 that we just talked about, so good.
Yeah. All right, and that is this week's podcast. Remember that each and every Monday morning we upload to YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Give us a follow on Facebook and Twitter to keep up with what we're putting out there each week. And as always, thank you for listening.
Love you guys.
What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us.